demonstrated to the board last week. It's excellent. It's for me, I guess, it's user-friendly, I guess is the term to use. It's going to be up to date, so wherever you live in the Blue Water District, you would put it on your phone, you take your thing in, and the changes are automatically made by Blue Water, and there's changes that come through the municipality back and forth. It's not, I'm not sure if it's there yet now. I think it is. But they're going to do a rollout, and they're going to do press and everything, but they said that we could bring it to our council. The other thing I'd like to, got two more to bring to your attention. On the other side, this is the Resource Recycling Magazine. It's been out for 30 years. It's a North American edition, and we made the Murph of the Month. Blue Water Recycling is the Murph of the Month. So it sounds kind of weird. It's not a Smurf, but it's quite interesting. So I think we should be quite proud of the fact that we've done them.
Which is it?
It's called
February?
the January edition. I'll just pass it around to everybody.
We need that for CID.
Yeah, and I think, yeah, Laura horned it. I'm quite proud of the thing. The other day, I think I told you we got Stratford as a new client. Same as Stratford, and they're working on a couple others, so it's working out. Now to the other side of the thing, we are not going to be changing our service this year. We will be changing our service when we go through the process in 2013. And the reason for it is they can only get so many trucks this year, if I'm not mistaken. The total is such and such, but as I told you at the last meeting, that they've been coming in hot and heavy, and Blue Water can only commit to so many. Startups are difficult. They have to be done correctly. The good news is, after having our board meeting the other day and listening to the startup problems that people are having and how they're solving them, I think it's going to be good for us that there's going to be a lot of lessons learned in all the different startups. Two of them are along the lake, which is going to help us out considerably. And Francis had said from day one, I think when he made the presentation to council, he said that he wanted to make sure that we do it correctly, and he wanted to do ours in the summer so that we took care of our seasonal. And as the resolution you made for me to work with the thing, I think in the end it will be a good news story for us over the next spring, early next summer when we roll ours out, because it's full for this year. It's as simple as that. So next year we'll do a whole bunch of new ones. But anyways, it's good and bad. Thank you.
Council report.
No, you go ahead.
We'll go down this side. We'll go down this side. You have none?
Nothing to report. I'm good too, Port Franks and the garage, just looming along happily.
Just Andy.
Just Andy.
Just kind of along the lines that Councillor Illman started with tonight, it's kind of interesting when you are away and you get away from it and you're able to view these meetings online. Mayor, I spoke with you earlier today, and I really want to reiterate, especially after having passed the minutes tonight from the January 17th meeting, that says council should speak as one voice and that council members should not undermine the decisions of council. I just want to reiterate that when 9 people make a decision, no one member of council should ever be blamed for that or scapegoated for that or hung out to dry either in private or public. So I just wanted to make that declaration in public that we as a council, when we make a decision, we should stand by it. And so further to that, I would like to ask if this group is willing to move the code of conduct discussion up to February the 14th from the 21st. And the reason that I'm putting that out there is it was very interesting watching some of the, I guess I could say, apparent breaches of that protocol or procedures about standing behind council. I mean, I was sent an email that had gone out to a number of people that was entitled Impacts of a Deviation from the Build Canada Submission. And I used to supervise a program that taught American Sign Language, so I was very good at lip reading, and I even was able to lip read some interesting comments from members of council to one another during meetings. But we have a legal and moral obligation to play by the rules. And to do any less betrays our oath of office. So what I'd like to do is, in the morning, I'm going to contact the Ombudsman's office just in preparation for the meeting with the Code of Conduct, just to see what what we should be looking for, what parameters we have to watch for when we have our discussions on code of conduct, because this is a small town with I think, 9 great people at the table, and I think to portray that as any less, to let emotions take over from cognitive abilities and making good, sound business decisions does not do the people of this municipality any service, and we all gave an oath to do what's in their best interest, so I just have to say that.
Okay, thank you. Council report? Councilor Russell?
Just a comment there. Did you say some dates there that I didn't have in my book?
Move,
Was it
move to
20?
the 14th.
Yeah. So that's, thank you.
Clarify those. Councilor Underwood, do you have a council report?
No.
Councilor Illman?
I have 2 items, and these are, well, a good news story, I guess. The minor hockey and Silver Stick. The Silver Stick weekends were held in January in Atlantic Shores at both of our facilities, at the Legacy Center and at the Shores. Both weekends were amazing. And the fact is that these tournaments have more than doubled in the last couple of years, and we're bringing in, now, it's not like in the summer where we bring in 10,000 people on a weekend up to the Bend, but we're bringing in over 1,000 people or more to this municipality. They are staying in Grand Bend, they are going to restaurants all over, and now the BIA in Forest has done some very minor marketing to these folks, but there's certainly an opportunity here for us to work together with our business associations and so on to provide more targeted information for the folks that are coming from all over North America, because this is International Silver Stick. Their questions are, well, what is it to do here? What can we see? Where do we go to eat? Things like this, and we need to be ready to provide them with that information. So there's some opportunity there. The second item, there has been a lot of confusion with articles, especially in the Sunday Observer and locally in Forest, with the rumors that the North Atlantic Community Health Center is closing, and it is not closing. There have also been rumors and concerns because the United Way funding has supposedly been cut to a particular agency. And that is correct. That funding was cut in half about 3 years ago, and a year ago, the particular agency was given a warning that the funding would end as of March 31st this year. What United Way did do was put an additional, over and above what they had been providing that agency, they put an additional $30,000 into the catchment area of the North Atlantic Community Health Center for additional programming. So they put out a request for proposals, and the recipient of that RFP was the Red Cross. So the Red Cross will be providing additional programming as we move forward. And I guess if there are questions about any of those issues, I would just suggest that any of us direct questions to the executive director of the health center. Her name is Kathy Brissette. Or I know we've got one of our board members who is here in the audience tonight, the local North and East Community Health Center board members for the North Atlantic CHC. And certainly contact any of those folks to get the information. So, you know, direct anybody with questions and concerns in that regard. A number of the agencies that have been affiliated in the past with North Atlantic Social Services have the opportunity to rent space directly in the center, and 5 of them have chosen to do that. And hopefully these things will work out as we move forward, and all of the agencies will find a home in the Forest community, because that's where they are now.
Okay.
No, if we have any more meetings though, I think we should move them around.
Deputy Mayor Day?
Yes, and a few things on my thoughts. One is, council should be aware